Good morning everyone and welcome back to my music channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Chloe and I am a vocalist and a guitarist here on my music channel. And I also do videos like this where I am because today, as you can tell by the title, I am going to be doing a new album reaction. I feel like there is going to be a lot coming like around this sort of content this month, so you're just gonna have to bear with me on this one. I do have like some original and cover content planned, but as for right now, we are going to be reacting to a new album. And yes, I have a coffee here with me this morning because it's currently about 9 AM in the morning, the 29th of May, which is Palaye Royale's release day for The Bastards, the album. And I feel like I'm just going to put it out there now. Yes, this is an explicit album. A lot of the songs are like explicit and have a lot of curse words in. I don't really try to censor myself anyway, so what's the point? Because the other thing, right, yeah, you're used to seeing me all glammed up with my hair like decent, makeup on, and wearing something like just something a bit decent. I am wearing like a decent outfit today, but obviously you can't see my bottom half. No, I'm not wearing any makeup. I just could not be bothered today, and my under eye bags look slightly ridiculous. I haven't even done my brows, but I don't care. This morning we're going to be listening to The Bastards album by Palaye Royale. There are 15 songs on this album. It says 46 minutes. However, I've actually listened to a lot of, well, I say a lot of these songs. I've listened to a few of these songs already, so I won't be listening to them in this video. It makes it a bit easier for me, you know, with filming and editing, because these videos are very hefty to edit. Number one I've listened to, which is Little Bastards. I haven't listened to number 2 or 3 or 4. I have listened to 5, which is Lonely, which is, funnily enough, the merch I've got. I've basically got a top that says I basically got a merch top that says Lonely on it. Number 6 I've listened to, so Hang On To Yourself. Number 7, Fucking With My Head, I've listened to that. 8, Nervous Breakdown, I've listened to that. And let me just check for any of the others that I've listened to. Okay, I don't think I've even listened to any of the others. Oh, one thing I forgot to do actually was get up the lyrics. And so with the amount of songs that I've listened to, so Little Bastards, Lonely, Hang On To Yourself, Fucking With My Head, Nervous Breakdown, I've listened to 5 songs already. So we only really have 10 songs on here that we actually need to listen to. So I'm hoping this will be a fairly short one compared to the other album reactions that I've done. The first song is called Massacre, the New American Dream. Is that how you pronounce it? Massacre? So far, I can definitely, I think it's either, it's got to be bass, like, it's either like a bass guitar or like the 2 lowest strings on an actual like electric guitar. And I can hear it again. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so far I actually really like the song, and I didn't actually think I would because of the title. And yeah, don't judge a song by its title. I really like this so far. There's a prominent, it's either like gotta be, I think it's a bass riff, like, which is prominent throughout the whole song. I mean, I know not everyone is gonna be able to like pick up on it. You know, I'm a guitarist myself, I've said this, and then the reason why I also know a bit about bass, I don't want to like, actually I don't know a lot about bass, but the reason why I do is because my boyfriend is a bassist himself, so I do know a few bits. You can hear the bass again. Okay, so the other thing I'm starting to notice about this song, and actually really liking as well, is kind of like that beat, I guess, like with the quick vocals, with the bridge. So I've had enough of prescriptions and antidepressants. Like, it's got a nice, like, a beat, it's got a nice beat to it, and it's almost like going up and down, like bouncing. That guitar riff as well. Okay, so I'm actually really impressed with that song. I really like it. I actually quite liked their ending with like, because obviously like there isn't anything that really builds. It's kind of like, it's pretty much like screamo, like throughout the whole song until like the very like last few words where it just suddenly snaps and it goes like quiet. I really like that. I'm actually really impressed. And yes, I've actually finished my coffee now. Number 3, which is called Anxiety. I'm actually hoping this is a good one because I've heard things about this song as well. Okay, so I don't think you could actually hear that very first part of the song, but it does start out with like drum counts, so the drumsticks bashing together. That's literally the only way I can describe it, but it started out with that, and we've started out with like one layer of vocals, and then it's already like starting to build up into multiple different layers. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause that a minute and I want to just say that the vocals are interesting because it's not like, it's the ending of each like line. It's not like just snap and it's over. It drags on and it kind of like raises in pitch. I don't know what it is. It just raises in pitch and it's interesting. So I want to keep listening. Okay, so this bridge is interesting. Okay, so that was the song. I don't know. I mean, you can kind of tell that like I'm not as impressed with it. I think it's alright. I think it'll probably take me a few listens before I actually start to like it. And we are now going to move on to song number 4, which is called Tonight I Die. Oh wait, no, sorry. I got that wrong. The fourth song is called Tonight is the Night I Die. I like this already. Okay, so I actually like this so far. I quite like how mellow it is compared to the other songs I've listened. And I actually really like how it starts out with like the "Tonight is the night I die," like the phrase at the beginning that you can't really hear, but it is there. And then I really like the first verse as well with the lyrics, as well as leaving a link to the album down below on Spotify. I will also be linking the lyrics for you to see as well. So this chorus is interesting because it's only like 3 lines, which I have to admit, you know, it does make a good chorus, especially like if you're just repeating the phrase over and over again. A really good way of just like having a chorus, but I especially like like the vocals on the word die, because it goes, "Tonight is the night I die." It goes down, like the note goes down, and yes, I do sound a bit rusty because obviously it's only like 9:30 in the morning, so don't judge me. The other thing I'm actually picking up on that I don't think a lot of, like, I feel like people would pick up on this, but it's not as prominent, like if you wanted everyone to be able to hear it, but it's kind of got this, I don't really know what it is, but between each line of the chorus there's like a melody that goes do 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 do, like something along those lines, which I don't know if like it's just me that's picking up on it. I'm sure other people will pick up on it. I'm sorry I'm spinning, but I just thought I would mention that because I actually quite like that, and it gives a little more something to the chorus with all of the different layers that are going on. You know, one day I would just love to be able to have some sort of like DAW like on my laptop so I can see all of the different layers they have, because I know somewhere you can actually find like how they made the song and like with all of the different layers and effects. I know you can find that somewhere, but like obviously with my experience, not at the moment. So I like that ending. It's kind of got that like that radio kind of sound to it, where it kind of it's not as strong as it like usually is, and it's like it's like in a way like metaphorically taking a step back. It's just it's like you're hearing the song on a radio, but you're not. And I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of songs kind of have that effect, that radio kind of effect in, and I think it's actually really good, and it can be really effective depending on like how it's actually used. Actually, the next like few songs are ones I've already listened to. So number 5, Lonely. Number 6, Hang On To Yourself. 7, Fucking With My Head. 8, Nervous Breakdown. I've already listened to all 4 of those, and so we are just going to move straight to number 9, which is called Nightmares. So I think I'm actually going to have to say the same about this song as I said with the song Anxiety. I think it's probably going to be a case of listening to the song more than once before I decide if I like it or not. From just listening to that, I actually quite liked it, and I liked a lot of the lyrics, and I don't know, I feel like I resonated with some of them as well. So far, so good. I actually quite liked that. Why does my hair is just never straight. I enjoyed that, but it will take me a few listens to get used to it. I'm probably going to end up doing like a final thoughts video on this album, because I'll have to do that with OK I'm Sick as well, and I believe there was another album reaction that I've done. Oh my god, I was meant to do one for Bleak Soul and his album Existential Mediation or something like that. If you want me to still do that, let me know. If you didn't know, Bleak Soul isn't his actual name, but his actual name is Ben Langford Biss. He used to be a member of As It Is, and now he has his own music, and he's a solo artist. Number 10 is called Masochist, so let's give this one a listen. This is also not explicit. You know what? I'm just actually gonna stop that song there, just because my battery has started flashing, and I still have how many songs left to go? 5 to go. This is not good, but I'm gonna be completely honest. This is the first song I haven't liked so far, but like I said, I might end up liking it when I do my final thoughts. I might say that I actually really like the song, but as for right now, I don't like it. You know, I'm kind of tempted to just say that I will listen to the rest of the album tomorrow and just leave today at here, because obviously my battery's flashing, the camera needs to go on charge. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to finish this video tomorrow, and I'm gonna finish reacting to the songs tomorrow, so I will see you then. Good morning, everyone. So it's the next day, and like I said yesterday, my battery started dying on me, so I said I would be carrying on listening today. And yes, I'm actually dressed and ready because I'm going out this afternoon. Actually, it's probably like the first time ever going out since lockdown to see a friend, or you know, my boyfriend, going out for a nice picnic in the park, and I'm excited. I'm going to carry on listening to the new album The Bastards by Palaye Royale, because I think I like a lot of the songs from this album already. Like obviously all of the ones that I've listened to, you know, Little Bastards, Tonight Is the Night I Die is a new favourite. Lonely, Hang On To Yourself, Fucking With My Head, Nervous Breakdown, and I think I also remember liking Nightmares as well. And yesterday we actually got up to number 10, Masochist, and I listened to that. So we are going to carry on from 11 to the end of the album. Let's get straight into it. Number 11 is Doom, empty in brackets, or if you're American, parentheses. As for the beginning, which is something that's unusual, well, not necessarily unusual. What makes this song different is that it starts with just the drums. Most songs in like the rock punk, like punk rock and like rock music and like pop rock music, they'll usually start out with drums and guitar anyway, which is what this song has done, but it's actually specifically started with the drums. As for the rest of the song so far, I'm not liking it. It's not piquing my interest like the others have. So that song was actually really short. I think it must be the shortest one on the album. No, it's not the shortest on the album because there is like a bonus track at the end, number 15, and that is 1 minute 33 seconds. So that's going to be interesting to listen to that and see what that's all about. And it actually says here on Genius, with the actual like lyrics aside, is described as a 2-note 105-second drone dirge, which I can definitely, to me, without that, I would have definitely said that the song is kind of like a drone and that it kind of does drone on a little bit. Obviously not my favourite track, as you can like tell by my expressions and everything. So, next song we have is called Black Sheep. I've only listened to the introduction so far, but it's literally started out with drums and guitar, which like I said is what is quite common in rock and like punk rock and all that kind of thing, pop rock, whatever. I'm gonna like this. Really like this so far. I don't know what it is about that. I think it's like, so far we've obviously had the intro, which I really liked, and then the other thing I've also really liked about the song so far is like the beat and the rhythm, but it's got a nice rhythm and it's catchy and I like that. What pulls me into a song is usually the rhythm, because obviously, you know, it's not like I'm a lead guitarist, I'm rhythm, so I'm much more focused on this kind of thing anyway. I think I pretty much said my opinion throughout playing that song, and I did go back to, I think it was like the second chorus, to calculate the BPM, because I wanted to calculate it because it seemed just a bit slower and it did have a nice rhythm to it, so I wanted to do that. And so roughly this is the BPM if you're interested, so 84, so it's between like 80 and 90. This might not be accurate, this is just rough from how I did it. It was like, moving on to number 13, which is called Stay. Yes, starting out with drums and guitar, obviously. Now that is a very interesting ending to a song, just because that didn't like, it sounded like a violin or like fiddle or viola, whatever, you know, that kind of like instrument family. But it started out with drums and guitar, am I correct? And I think that's what I really liked about this song. You know, because of that introduction, I was like hooked. That got me interested almost immediately. I quite like the song, but I just think it'll take me a few listens to kind of, I don't know, get used to the song and start to like it a bit more. But it is a good song. And we are now going to move on to the last two songs of the album. The last two songs of the album, obviously the very last one is actually a bonus track, and so it's actually very short and also explicit, because the last few we've listened to have not been. The next song, so number 14, is called Redeemer. Okay, so instantly it's different from the rest. So like I said, this is a lot different from the rest of the tracks on the album, and I think that is kind of like most of the time when like bands or even soloists, when they release an album, they'll have their sound for the majority of the songs on the album, and then they will have like a couple of different ones. And in this case, like with, you know, Palaye being an American rock band, it's, you know, this kind of song is like not their kind of sound, but it's still them. They've just changed it up a little bit, because obviously it starts out with a piano instead of the traditional drum and guitar, so it's instantly different in that, you know, punk rock sense, because, you know, rock bands, they usually have guitar, like drum and guitar in their songs, but so far we haven't heard any of that. And now we get into the second verse. I think some strings were starting to come in, so let's carry on listening. Yeah, it sounds like a harp. Maybe a cello being plucked. Yep, we got strings, a clock ticking, and also like the beat and the rhythm is really good as well, and the vocals are also really mellow, which I quite like. But we've gotten to the end of the second verse, and there is a line that I feel like I've seen in this album before. It keeps me numb just for the night. I swear I've heard this before, so I do another line, it keeps me numb just for the night. I swear that's been in another song before. Maybe Tonight is the Night I Die. There are a lot of like drug references in these songs, aren't there? And also with like the lyrics and like the vocals in the song, there is obviously quite a lot. I feel like there really isn't like, I feel like there isn't much like instrumental parts in this song, and like it's just like the vocals keep going, almost like, I guess, a train of thought at like it, because like it doesn't stop. So it, in that kind of sense, it makes me think, you know, about anxiety, because obviously that's a big like issue at the moment. Like people with anxiety, it's just, well, given the situation we're in, it is a lot more difficult. While I'm actually on that subject, I have actually started my own little like IGTV series over on Instagram. So my Instagram will be linked down below, and the series is called Life in Lockdown. Might get changed, I don't know yet, but if you want to check it out, you can. I will leave a link to the 2 episodes I have done so far in the description as well. And the second one is actually about my mental health and my experience with mental health in this time. So if you want to check it out, they'll be linked down below, but let's carry on with the song. And that is pretty much that whole song. And like I said, it's definitely not like a traditional rock song compared to the majority and like the rest of the album. There may be like 1 or 2 songs within the album that aren't like traditionally rock, but because of like the vocals, obviously it's the same vocalist, so you still get that kind of like that rock sound. And now we move on to the last track, which is only about 1.5 minutes long. So last song, which is also a bonus track, is called Lord of Lies. The song was recorded in 1 take. Remington had no lyrics and he made them up as what? As he heard the music. Wow, okay, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, so far I have definitely picked up on a few things. It's not my favourite song. I'm not the biggest fan of this song. I think, you know, because of the fact that they've done this in 1 take, I feel like because of that they have made the stylistic decision to, you know, keep it as like, maybe they have, I get the feeling that they haven't really done that much editing on, you know, the song or the vocals or anything like that, and so that's why I think they probably didn't normalise the vocals, and if they did, you can't hear that they've been normalised. That is the album The Bastards by Palaye Royale, but that is going to be it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also make sure to subscribe down below, ding the bell to be notified every single time I upload. All of the links that I mentioned in this video will be down below in the description as well, along with my socials and the IGTV series I've started on Life in Lockdown, which will probably get changed to something like COVID-19 Chaos or the COVID-19 Chaos series, something along those lines. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.